Hello Aries, welcome to the Black Hearted Oracle. Before we get started, I'd like to pay homage and reverence to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course my beautiful ancestors. Now what you see laid before you is the heart of the matter for your Where Do We Stand spread, your mid-January love reading. This is part 2, so this is coming from this perspective of your P.O.I, your person of interest, or your partner. Okay, let's get started. Here we have loyalty, the new moon, a new start is coming, enlightenment, wisdom, the rider, and the compass. So to me, what this is telling you is that Aries partner, you have to remain loyal to your path. You know, because through this path and this new start that's coming, there's going to be a lot of enlightenment. There's going to be a lot of wisdom. Like when I see this card, like even though it just says rider, the thing that I hear is ride or die chick, which I don't really like that term, or ride or die person. I don't really like that term because I don't feel like anyone should ride or die. Because I feel like if the train is jumping off the tracks, then you need to jump off the train. Okay? But I understand the sentiments. So what is saying is you need to know exactly where you're going. Right? Because you have to know where you're going because the compass is here for you. But there's going to be so much enlightenment and wisdom that you're going to pick a course. You're going to have to pick a course. And you're going to have to remain loyal to it in order to get the things that you want out of this relationship. Now, the first question that I asked is, how does Aries person see themselves? And what I received was blossoming abundance in reverse. I received the full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. I received facade. I received 2, the clover, which is luck. 28, the man. Oh, no, sorry. It was like, I'm so doing this all wrong. It was wisdom, the man, and luck. My bad. That's how they came out. All right, so you have blossoming abundance in reverse. So how your partner is seeing themselves is that they're unable to create what they truly want. They're lacking that confidence because they're not seeing the results of what they think they want. But, I mean, all through this garden, there's butterflies. So it means that they need to go through a transformation that they haven't went through yet. Because they haven't come to the terms to realize that they're good enough to accept what they want. All they have to do is reach out and take it. Because if you look on this woman's head, she's crowned in flowers. So where does those flowers come from? Obviously, it has to come from the blossoming abundance. You know, but your partner is not realizing that they're good enough. And they're actually living behind a facade. So it seems like your partner has some deep inner child woundings that also needs to be healed before that they can move on. Because you have the owl here, and the owl speaks of wisdom and intuition. It speaks about having a privy to know what is coming. And the 12 breaks down to a 3. So that is like the Empress energies. That is knowing. And the 7 here is being spiritually guided. Right? Now this man, he's bearing his chest. So he's open. Right? But what is here around his neck is the symbol of Mars. So this is passion. This is fire. This is initiation energy. This is get it done energy. You understand? So the only way your person is going to turn this blossoming abundance upright and get rid of this facade is to step into the Mars energy. You know, the masculine energy, the get it done energy. And there they will find their luck. Okay. Now, this is how your partner sees you, Aries. They see you as one, the sun. That's beautiful. The waxing crescent moon, have faith in your dreams. They see you as your dreams need a practical plan, the full moon in Taurus. They also see you as you are very close to achieving your goals. And the last that they see is perception. Then they have 36, which is 9, which is almost to a completion, which is very good. And then you have 23, which is 5, which is change. All right, which is the mice. Okay, so they see you as someone who is seriously the alchemist. That's the best way that I could say it. Someone who turns lead into gold. Right? Because they see that you have faith in your dreams. They see that you have the practical plans. Because there's no way that you don't have these practical plans and your dreams are very close to being achieved. So they see you as someone who has a practical plans. Remember, Taurus is someone who's very stubborn like a bull. Like they like comfort, they like nice things, and they're willing to grind for it. Right? But there's something within your partner's perception that needs to change. They need to turn their back on these lower level energies right here. This is the lesson for your partner about how they're seeing you, right? Because the cross is dealing with the burdens. It's dealing with the sacrifices. It's dealing with, like when you're transitioning your life and moving from one phase to another, it is never easy. So maybe now life is a little rough. Maybe there's things that come up, like in everyone's life, no matter if you're a multi-millionaire, billionaire, or a bum on the street, a pauper. It doesn't matter. In everyone's life, there's some form of struggle. And you cannot get away from this, right? But this person has a lack consciousness. Even though the 7 is here with the clover, telling them that there is more luck here than they realize, and spirit is guiding this connection, they still are having a lack mentality. And the 4 mice here represent something that is eating away at the stability of this union. But what is needed is that your partner should turn their back on how they perceive these things and embrace the transformation that is ahead of them and the growth that is there for them. Next is how you see how your partner sees the relationship. And we have invisible. We have denial. We have hold your vision, the fixed moon. We have forgiveness. We have the man, the clock, and let me put it here just to make sure you can see it, and the wishing well. This wishing well has been coming up a lot. I guess a lot of people is doing a lot of wishing and not much action. All right. So to how they're seeing this relationship is they feel invisible in this relationship. They feel as though they cannot gain the satisfaction that they're looking for, like it is just out of arm's reach. And constantly when they're reaching for something, they're being denied. And being that they're being denied, and maybe they come to you and speak to you about this, they're still feeling invisible. But with this denial, there's 14 here, which meaning change, right? And the invisibility is 7, which is my spiritual number. So to me, it connects me to spirit. So however another person views 7, that's on you guys. But for me, it's telling them that within this time of feeling invisible, what really needs to happen is they need to stop seeing themselves as invisible. Because if you're looking at this girl, she sees no reflection of herself. Right? So he or she needs to stop perceiving themselves as invisible. Because she has to, I'm sorry, I keep saying she. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that. I mean your partner has to see their higher self. Because if your partner can't see their higher self, how can you? I mean, even though it's most likely that you do. But how they see it is that they're still willing to hold tight to the vision of what they thought this relationship was. But a lot of forgiveness here is needed. And the lesson to be learned is patience. Because this card speaks of patience. This card speaks of a man of tender affection waiting for his lover to come meet him. And the clocks, of course, there's many, many different clocks, right? But you got to remember that with a cuckoo clock, you could be waiting and waiting and that bird pops out. It says cuckoo. Are you stuck? Are they stuck in, as I say, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome and, not getting it? Because it seems like they're patiently wishing. But what seems to be needed here is action. Action to forgive. Action to hold true to the vision. Action to realize that no one can deny you but yourself. And action to realize that you have to see your higher self before anyone else can. Now, Aries, oh no. Well, I'm about to close up before I even finish. Wow. Okay, what your partner is expecting is all tied up, number 23. New romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. Quest, and then the lesson is mountain, the magnifying glass, and heart. Okay. So what they're expecting is no change. Even though a new romantic cycle is here for them, they're feeling bound. They're feeling restricted. The only thing they're not feeling is gagged. So I guess they're expressing these things to you. But if you look on the card, the butterflies are rested, right? This butterfly is here, but it's rested. So the person is not willing or haven't come to the point of transformation to get to this new romantic cycle. Because they're on an unnecessary quest. Not realizing that they are where exactly they're supposed to be. And what happened is the lesson that they're supposed to learn from this is that they're viewing it as a burden, as obstacles, as an unsurmountable means to climbing like Everest. And how are you going to do that in flip-flops and booty shorts? You know what I mean? Like, ill-prepared for the struggle. But what needs to happen is they need to take a closer look and see the love that is actually there in this whole situation, and stop focusing so much on what they perceive to be a negative. I mean, because if you look at her, she's tied up, but she's tied up by little vines. And they don't even have anything like juki on them. They don't have any thorns. They don't have any thistles or anything like that that's going to cause any harm. She could easily break. I keep saying she. Well, because it's a girl. But your partner can easily break themselves out of this all tied up energy. Because this card is a 5 with denounce change. And they need to stop seeing these obstacles as something dramatic or something terrible, and realizing that it's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to stretch your character. Especially if they can view it through an eye of love. and realize that there is no quest, that they're already where they need to be. Sorry. Now the outcome. Caring connection in reverse. Aww. Then you have new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. You have mysticism, and the lesson to be learned is coffin. Oh, wow. Beautiful. And lilies. Now I'm going to read caring connection in reverse, which is what, 14? 5. So a change is so definitely needed. It keeps on repeating that theme, that there is a lot of change in this relationship that's needed. And it's not one of material or physical change. It's more of an emotional and intuitive change. It says this card reverse gives signals of a break in communication or parting of ways for two people, whether romantic, social, or business. The present connection seems to be at or close to an end. If this is the case, consider what healthy actions need to be taken to move on. Difficult as parting may be, it can often lead to bigger and better things. Keep in mind both the logistical and emotional aspects of leaving this connection behind. Make plans, vent your feelings. Always remember that with every ending, a new beginning is at hand. Okay. Well, the outcome of this reading, well, the death card is here too, number 8, which 9 is close to, is the almost a conclusion. But at the end, it promises stability because the stained glass represents the flowers that are here as well. The lilies represent stability. It represents fidelity. It represents happiness. It represents purity. Right? But what happened is that somebody needs to take action. Somebody needs to turn this card right side up because this is the 5 that signifies change. So change can happen. Right? But somebody has to realize the fate, that they may not know what is ahead in the future. They may not know that, they're going to turn into multi-billionaires. But they have to put a death to whatever is keeping them in a lower energy. Because Anubis, he holds the Ankh of life. The Ankh of everlasting life, eternal. Right? And the Eye of Horus is here, which represents the pituitary gland. And there's a lot of scarabs here which represent transformation. There's so much symbolism in this card. It's crazy. Right? The person might look at this and see the coffin, oh my God, death. And no. The wings of, I don't even want to use the wrong name, but I'm just going to use it because that's the name that popped in my head. Isis. The wings of Isis is here. Ugh, I hate using that name, but okay. So it's so much more here. This is so much deeper. And at the end of it can be so beautiful, but the person has to turn this right side up and get out of these negative thoughts and thinking and then just trust fate. Just walk your path. Just walk your path. Okay. We have 3 messages of guidance for your partner. And the first one is vision. This is 41. It says, at times you will have less vision, and because of that dimness, you will become unbalanced in your seeing. Wow, this resonates so... I love these freaking cards. You will see everything, every stone, every machine, every tree as being dead rather than alive. As your vision grows, sit still within the city. Begin to see that the stones, the plants, and the machines are all alive. Even the dead trees have passed through the gateway in the west, where spirits carry the dreaming shield, or the configurations of the experiences of your life. Begin to see the life within every object. Begin to see the sacredness in all things, in their energy, their colors, their luminous forms, their shadow beings. Then you will become stronger. See power all around you. It is you. When you do, you will have true vision. Now, I mean, come on. These readings, they're so powerful to me. I hope you guys resonate with these things because... Okay. 27, strength. It says the person who upsets you most in your life is one of your best teachers. If that person can get inside your head, turn you around, and confuse you, you know that you still don't understand what you are doing. That hits hard. You need more strength. Learn by seeing that your life is a teaching. Like the red locust healing its pain in the inner solitude. Gain strength from entering your wounds and learning from them. The magician remembers the trail and takes a different one, even if it is more difficult. In this way, you create your own path as you build strength from within. Remember, that's what we were talking about with the mountain? Okay. Nurturing. Number 8. Only we can heal ourselves, sometimes with assistance, sometimes without. Our energy, our chakra system, corresponds with energy flow from the earth. If you listen and feel, Mother Earth will heal you as you heal her, with nurturing force of timeless given and taken. Prayer enables you to take power out of the mind and then place it in the hands of the earth and sky deities. Try to see through the mirage of social barriers that cloud the eyes of women and men the world over. Nurture your dreams. Act in your dreams as you want to act. Find the guarded kivas and sacred places where you have hidden your heart and nurture your spirit. Now, Aries and Aries partner or person of interest, I hope these messages found you well. I pray that you find your higher self in the quiet places, and may Ma'at hold you in her loving grace. Ashe.